Good afternoon, Nova Nation. It's WXVU Sports Director David Szczepanski back for another Villanova men's basketball preview video as the Wildcats will take on number 9 St. John's here behind me tonight at the Finneran Pavilion. One of the biggest games of the season for the Wildcats. We've talked about over the past few weeks how Villanova's March Madness chances have really plummeted, but a win tonight over the Red Storm could really higher their chances of making the tournament. So this is a big contest for Villanova tonight. And the Wildcats have already won 2 ranked games against an opponent this season at the Finneran Pavilion. They defeated number 14 Cincinnati and number 9 UConn at the time. So they already beat some pretty tough competition here at the Finn earlier this season. St. John's, of course, incredibly tough. They come into this game with a record of 21-3. They are 12-1 in conference play. They have won 10 consecutive games, which is tied for the second longest winning streak in college basketball. So St. John's continues to play really good basketball. Talk about them in a little bit. As for Villanova, they come into this game with a record of 14-10. The Wildcats 7-6 in conference play. Had a great win against Xavier on Sunday, which really could have a lot of effect on, the seeding in the Big East tournament coming up in March. Villanova beating Xavier to hold sole possession of that 5th place spot, which is big because the top 5 teams in the conference get a bye on that first night in the Big East tournament. So big win for the Wildcats against Xavier on Sunday. Tyler Perkins scored 20 points at a season high 20 points for Villanova, his best game in a Wildcat uniform, also knocked down 4 threes. And when Perkins is playing at that level, or even somewhat close to it, Villanova is a much more dangerous squad. Eric Dixon continued to play well, 24 points, including 22 in the second half. Dixon leads the country with almost 24 points per game. He also is now in sole possession of 5th place in Villanova men's basketball program scoring history. Going back to St. John's, like I said, 21-3 in the Open. They are 12-1 in conference play. Out of their 3 losses, they've lost to Baylor, Georgia, and Creighton, but 2 of those 3 games were not in the United States. 2 of them came in the Bahamas tournament when they lost to Baylor and Georgia. So they've only lost 1 game in the United States. That was against Creighton on December 31st in Omaha, Nebraska. So this team is really good. As I said, they won 10 straight games. As for this St. John's team, they score 78 points per game. Their defense is also really good. They play really physical basketball with a lot of tenacity. They give up just 65 points per contest. RJ Lewis Jr. is a leading scorer. He's averaging more than 17 points per game. When you think about St. John's resurgence from last year, you really think about the leadership of Coach Pitino, but also how some of these younger players have really stepped up. And RJ Lewis Jr. is definitely one of them. As I said, averaging more than 17 points per game, has scored at least 10 points in all of the games he has played this season, except for 1. He scored a season-high 30 points against Villanova on January 11th at Madison Square Garden. Zuby Ejiofor also averages more than 14 points per contest. He's one of their best rebounders. He's taken over for Joel Soriano and has fit in really nicely for the Red Storm in New York. And then also Kadari Richmond, right? The Seton Hall transfer has also played tremendous basketball, averaging 12 points per game. So that's the trio for the St. John's team. And they score the ball efficiently. They score the ball effectively, as I said, averaging 78 points per game. Their defense is really tough. They force 16 turnovers and 9 steals per game. So this is a really well-balanced team. There's a reason why they're ranked 9th in the country. And this would obviously be a big test for Villanova today as they try to get their 15th win of the season. Tonight's game will start at 6 p.m. Early tip-off behind me here on Ithan Avenue at the Finn. 5:30 p.m. will be our WXU pregame coverage. Ryan Scanlon and I will have the call. We hope that you can join us then. Villanova looking for what would be their best win of the season. Stay tuned, Nova Nation, for more action on my social media. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cats!